Who is Grant Cardone? Well, for me, Grant Cardone is that first person that I I've watched a lot of people on YouTube in the past. He was that first person that I watched. I felt like everything he said was talking directly to me. From the way you feel about money, I've always, well, not always, but when I was younger, I had a very average, thinking mindset. Like, oh, if I make $30 an hour or $40 an hour over at the plants, I'll be doing great. But that's not the way I think anymore. And I had a hard time talking to people about that when I first started thinking about that. But now the past couple of months since I've been following Grant Cardone's stuff, I don't feel that way anymore. I don't mind talking about it. I know that it needs to be talked about, actually, and I need to tell. Another thing is I need to tell my story. I need to sell myself. My story. My mom passed away when I was 15. Never met my dad. My grandparents passed away not too long after that. I was an overweight kid, depressed, anxiety, all this stuff, labeled all this stuff. One day I was just like, you know what, tired of being called fat, kicked it or whatever, and that's a different story. But the point is, it's okay to not use that, but use it as a sales tool. I'm selling myself. Grant sells himself, with his story. And so I see that and I'm like, oh man, it's okay for me to sell myself with my story. So that has been a huge game changer for me. Also, the real estate thing. I wish I would have found Grant's stuff before I bought my house. I made a mistake. I bought a house where I was way out of my means. The only choice I really had, I called in some guys and I rented out some of the rooms, and so I got by. But if I would have found Grant stuff before, I could have taken that money and put it in investment. And really, even before I started watching his stuff, I ended up buying another single family house. This one, though, cash flowed very well. I thought I was doing awesome. And I still do think it does really well. But I've implemented a strategy that Grant, and Grant, if you're watching this, there was an episode of, I think it was Real Estate Investing Made Simple. It might have been the Cardone Zone, where you briefly mentioned a strategy of buying several single family houses, put them in a portfolio, and sell them to a single investor. That's my strategy now. That is what I'm trying to do. That's what I want to do. I want to get into an apartment complex one day. If it wasn't for Grant Cardone's stuff, I don't think the idea of an apartment ever would have came to my mind. It's one of those things that is like, you think it's too far out there, but really it's not. It's all possible. And so that's why I want to tell my story and show people as late as possible. So and for me, it all started with fitness. That fitness mindset is what has allowed me to do the different things that I'm doing. So if you need help with your money and your mindset, check out Grant. If you need help with your body and your fitness, hit me up. I'll try to see what I can do to help you out. And Grant, if you're watching this, got my tickets to the 10X Growth Con in February. Myself and my buddy Chase, we're coming for you, so get ready.